Good afternoon mga kaguro. This is Gurong Pinoy all the way from South Carolina, USA. Thank you so much for all your positive feedbacks. I've been receiving a lot of feedbacks from you saying that we have helped you so much in preparing for the upcoming LET. So make sure that you keep those positive feedbacks coming. All of you are trying to inspire me do my work better and do more or make more of the videos here. Now, if you have not subscribed to our channel yet, make sure that you hit that like button, you also hit the subscribe button, and hit that bell notification so that you'll be notified of the next videos that we have. You can also follow and like our page on Facebook. That's still Gurong Pinoy. Some of you have also been asking if we are a review center. Yes, we were a review center in Iloilo, and we have been helping many LET students pass the LET, okay, even civil service examinations. But currently, our family has transferred here in South Carolina. We've relocated in South Carolina. Right now, we're just giving free online classes through Facebook and also through YouTube, okay? So, again, if there is any topic that you'd want me to cover, may it be Gen Ed or Prof Ed, don't forget to write that in our comment box. And make sure that you leave us any message that you'd want to give us. If there's anything that you'd want me to cover, then make sure that you write that in our comment box. Okay, so today's topic is curriculum development. Medyo mahaba po ang topic na ito. This is just part 1. Curriculum development is one of the mga madugong parts ng ating professional education. So I have decided to just cut this into different parts. So this is just part 1. Bear with me. This is going to be a bit madugo, a bit long, and it might be a little bit boring for some parts, but I will make sure that I will be giving you some probable questions that you'd find in the LET na under nga sa topic nating curriculum development. But before that, please don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, and the bell notification. And we'll start with our video. Okay, so we start with the first slide here, and this is showing us the term curriculum. What is curriculum? Now, according to Ralph Tyler in 1957, the curriculum is all of the learning of students which is planned by and directed by the school to attain its educational goals. Okay, so all of the learning of the students na planned ng yung school and are geared towards reaching the goal of the school, that is what you call curriculum according to Tyler. Now, in 1989, Oliva, on the other hand, said that curriculum is the program, a plan, content, and learning experiences. So it's not just a program, it's also a plan. It also covers all the content and all the learning experiences for the students. Now, what are the different types of curriculum that we have? Sometimes this would come out in the LET. The LET would sometimes ask you what type of curriculum something is. Now, we have several types of curriculum. The first one that we have here is recommended curriculum. These are the things that are proposed by scholars and professional organizations. From the term recommended, syempre, rekomendado po ito ng ating mga scholars, ng mga tao natin sa DepEd, for example, or mga tao natin sa CHED. Okay, so these are the curriculums that are recommended by scholars and professional organizations. The second type of curriculum is what we call written curriculum. So this appears in school district and division. This is also called overt curriculum, also called explicit curriculum. So these are the types of curriculum that you see that are written in student handbook, written in staff handbook, written in the faculty manual. So that is the type of curriculum that we're talking about here. So again, that's written curriculum, also called overt or explicit curriculum. Now, the third type of curriculum that we have here is taught curriculum. From the term itself, when you say taught curriculum, ito po yung curriculum na tinuturo ng mga teachers. Okay, so taught curriculum is what teachers implement in the classroom. Now, we go to the fourth type of curriculum, which is supported curriculum. Supported curriculum naman are those that we find in the resources that we have, in the computers, in the textbooks. So, that means suportado ng ating mga libro, suportado ng ating computers, suportado ng ating resources. That's supported curriculum. Fifth type of curriculum is assessed curriculum, that which is tested and evaluated. From the term assess, Okay, so this is the type of curriculum that is being tested or is evaluated. Number 6 type of curriculum is learned curriculum. This is the opposite of your taught curriculum. If taught curriculum is the curriculum that which is taught by the teachers, your learned curriculum naman are what or is what the students actually learn. Okay, so what the students actually learn, you'd call this learned curriculum. Now, the last type of curriculum that we have, also very important, this is the hidden curriculum. The kinds of learnings children derive from the very nature and organizational design of the public school, or any school for that matter, as well as from the behaviors and attitudes of teachers and administrators. This is also called covert curriculum, and this is actually the opposite of written curriculum. So if your written curriculum is called the overt curriculum because it can really be seen as written in your student manual, student handbook, in your faculty manual, your hidden curriculum naman is not written anywhere. Hindi naman po siya nakasulat. Nakukuha lamang po ito ng estudyante dahil sa behavior and attitude of teachers and also of your administrators. So that's hidden curriculum. Now, we go to the different elements of the curriculum. The elements of the curriculum, we actually have 4 of these. The first one would be the aims, goals, and objectives. What is to be done by the curriculum. Number 2, the subject matter or the content. What subject matter is to be included in your curriculum. The third element is the learning experience or the learning experiences. What instructional strategies, resources, and activities will be employed. And the last one would be evaluation approaches. What methods and instruments will be used to assess the results of the curriculum. Okay, so ano nga ba magiging method mo para i-evaluate ang ating curriculum? Now, we go with the first one. Okay, let's try to take a look at the first one. Number 1, the aims, goals, and objectives. Now, according to the Philippine educational system, our educational levels are divided into 3, or that's what we call trifocalization. So we have the basic ed. When you say basic ed, we only have the elementary and the high school. So this is under the jurisdiction of the Department of Education. We also have the TechVoc, technical vocational po, is under the jurisdiction of our TESDA. And the last one would be higher education. Higher education, this means the colleges or the universities, and this would be under the jurisdiction of the Commission on Higher Education or CHED. Now, sometimes the LET would ask you, which among the different levels of education in the Philippines is compulsory? Saan nga ba yung compulsory dito? Saan nga ba dito na level yung dapat pag-aralan talaga ng mga estudyante? Is it high school level only? Elementary level only? Both high school and elementary, or elementary, high school, and college? Again, our question was, what level of education in the Philippines is compulsory? The correct answer would be elementary only. Elementary lamang po ang kailangang pag-aralan talaga ng lahat ng citizens sa Pilipinas. So, hindi po kailangan na graduate kayo sa high school. Of course, kailangan if you'd want to go to college, but it is not compulsory as mandated by our Philippine educational system. Now, let's take a look at still part of our aims, goals, and objectives, your VMGO. Now, based on the mandate of the Constitution, each school, therefore, should be guided by its vision, mission, and goals, and its curricula should also revolve around these. Okay, now what is the difference between the vision and the mission? Ano nga bang pagkakaiba ng vision and mission? Now, when you say vision, this is a clear concept of what the institution would like to become in the future. So if you are thinking of your vision, you think about your answers to the questions, where do you see your school 5 years from now? Where do you see your school 10 years from now? Where do you see your school in the future? So that's your vision. Yan po yung vision nyo. Yan po yung kung saan nyo makikita yung school sa hinaharap. But when you say mission, this is what people do in order to achieve the vision. Ito po yung ginagawa nyo sa kasalukuyan para ma-achieve ninyo ang vision. So let's take a look at this example here from West Visayas State University. Yung vision nila, WVSU as the Center for Educational Excellence in the Visayas and the Hub for Human Resource Development in the Asia-Pacific region. So again, that's their vision. Yan yung kung saan nila gusto makita ang kanilang school in the future. But when you say mission, WVSU is committed to provide holistic education geared towards sustainable growth and development. So again, when you say mission, ito yung kasalukuyang ginagawa nila para ma-reach nila ang kanilang vision. So again, mission is your action Okay, what you are doing at the moment for you to reach the vision of your school. Now, according to Education Act 1982, the different levels of education in the Philippines have their different aims. So sometimes you should also come out in the LET. Sometimes the LET would ask you, which among the following is not an aim of elementary education in the Philippines? So dapat po ay alam ninyo kung ano-ano itong aims ng ating different levels of education in the Philippines. The first one is for elementary education. Now you can see that I have just typed some of the things in bold. So, ito lang po yung kailangan yung i-concentrate, no? Mag-concentrate po kayo sa mga naka-bold nating letters or sa mga naka-bold nating words. So, the first aim of elementary education, still according to Educational Act of 1982, is to provide essential knowledge and develop skills essential to personal development and necessary for living. So basic knowledge, skills, attitude, values that are essential to personal development and necessary for living in a society. That's the first aim. Secondly, your elementary education should provide learning experiences which increase the child's awareness of and responsiveness of the society. Okay? So, dapat ay may necessary knowledge, skills, attitudes, and values lang siya para ma-develop ang kanyang sarili na kailangan niya para mamuhay sa kanyang society. And number 2, ay ma-increase ang kanyang awareness at kanyang responsiveness sa kanyang society. Now, the third one is to promote and intensify knowledge, identification with, and love for the nation. Dapat ay ma-develop ang love ng bata, ang love ng pupil sa ating bansa. That's the third goal or the third aim. And the last aim of elementary education is to promote work experiences which develop orientation to the world of work. Okay? So, ma-orient lang ang bata to the world of work. So, again, the 4 aims of elementary education is to give them the knowledge, skills, attitudes essential to personal development and necessary for living. Increase the child's awareness of and responsiveness in the society. Number 3 is to promote the love for the nation. And number 4 is for the child to become oriented to the world of work. Okay, so yan po yung 4 different aims of elementary education in the Philippines. Now, we go to the aims of secondary education. Secondary education, very simple. We only have 2. The first one is to continue to promote whatever objectives your elementary education has and to discover and enhance the aptitudes and interests of students to prepare them for tertiary schooling. So as you can see, secondary education is like a link between your elementary education and tertiary education. So continue lamang kung ano yung mga aims ng elementary education. And secondly, is to prepare them for tertiary schooling. So these are the only 2 aims of secondary education. Now, for tertiary education, you have the first one, provide general education that will promote national identity. So, meron tayong general education programs na tinatawag. So, kahit na mag-shift ka ng iba-ibang courses, meron kang GE courses na hindi apektado ng pag-shift mo. Makikredit pa rin itong mga GE courses mo. Okay? So, that's your general education programs. Number 2, train the nation's manpower so that we can have national development. So, i-train yung manpower, yung mga trabahante sa ating bansa para magkaroon tayo ng development sa ating nation. Number 3, develop the professions that will provide leadership for the nation. Okay, so leadership for the nation will be provided by the development of the professions. And the last one is to advance research. Okay, so 4 lamang po ang goals ng tertiary learning. So first one, general education subjects. Secondly is to train the nation's manpower so that we can have development. Number 3 is to develop professions so we can have leadership for the nation. And number 4 is to advance our research. Okay? Now, we go to the 3 domains of objectives. Ano nga ba yung mga different domains of objectives natin? We have 3. The first one would be cognitive, that's mental development. The second one would be affective, that's values, appreciation. Number 3 would be psychomotor, that's the development of the body. Okay, so let's go over the different things that we have here, the 3 different domains that we have here, starting with the cognitive domain. This is according to Benjamin Bloom. Now, Benjamin Bloom has already given us 2 versions of this. So, uunahin ko pong i-discuss ang old version ng yung cognitive domain. Now, according to the cognitive domain, the old version, The cognitive domain has 6 different levels: knowledge, comprehension, application, analysis, synthesis, and evaluation. Now, according to Bloom, the first 3 are lower order thinking skills. So, wala po masyadong critical analysis dito sa first 3 levels. Okay? We call this the LOTS, lower order thinking skills. And the last 3 are higher order thinking skills, or the HOTS. So, may critical thinking ability na tayong ginagamit dito sa ating HOTS. Okay? Now, we go over the different steps that we have here, the different levels that we have here. We start with the cognitive, the knowledge level, I mean. So, knowledge is just simple recall, remembering prior learned materials in terms of facts, concepts. This is the lowest level of cognitive domain. Okay, so ang usual po na question sa inyo ng LET, which among the following is the lowest level of cognitive domain? So, of course, your answer would be just knowledge. Simple recall lang po yung knowledge. Very easy. For example, tinanong ka kung anong pangalan ng bagay na to, anong tawag mo sa bagay na to, that's just knowledge. That's just simple recall. Now, the second level is comprehension, the ability to grasp the meaning. This is the lowest form of understanding. So, comprehension po, meaning, naintindihan mo ang isang bagay. Pwede mo siyang i-paraphrase, pwede mo siyang i-explain, pwede mo siyang i-describe using your own words. That's comprehension. Number 3 is application, the ability to use learned material in new and concrete situations. So when you say application, you can already transfer your learning. From isang material, pwede mo siyang gamitin into another material, into a new and concrete situation. So these are the first 3 levels of cognitive domain. Now we go to our HOTS. Number 4 level is analysis. Ang analysis naman po is the ability to break down the material into component parts. So, if you have a whole, meron kang isang buo, pwede mo siyang i-chop-chop into the different parts. That would be called analysis. Okay, so you are analyzing the different structures, you are analyzing the different parts of a certain whole. Now, the 5th level is the opposite of analysis, and this is called synthesis, the ability to put parts together to form a new whole. So, opposite po yung analysis mo and synthesis. Okay? Kabaliktaran. So, analysis, you are breaking down a whole into several parts, but synthesis, you are putting together the different parts to make a new whole. Alalahan po dito na meron po tayong term na new. Dapat bago siya. Dapat bagong imbensyon mo siya. Hindi po pwedeng ginaya mo lang siya sa iba. Okay? So, putting together the parts to make a new whole. And the last one would be evaluation. This is the highest level according to Bloom's taxonomy, the old version. Ability to pass judgment on something based on given criteria. So, when you are judging, when you are criticizing, when you are evaluating, when you are debating, for example, this is already the highest level, which is called evaluation. Okay, so yun po yung ating different levels according to Bloom's taxonomy. So again, in the old version, you have knowledge, comprehension, application, analysis, synthesis, and evaluation. So kung sa inyo pong napapansin, ay gumamit po tayo ng mga different nouns. Okay, different nouns po ang ginamit natin sa ating different levels of cognitive domain. Napuntahan naman po natin yung bagong cognitive domain according pa rin kay Benjamin Bloom. Meron po siya mga binago. Unang-una po, instead of using nouns, ay gumamit po siya ng verbs. Okay? So, ito po yung bagong levels natin. Instead of knowledge, gumamit siya ng remember. Instead of comprehension, gumamit siya ng understand. Instead of application, he used apply. Then analysis, he used analyze. Now, sinwitch niya ang synthesis and evaluation. You remember, synthesis po, yung level natin after analysis kanina. Pero in this case, binaba po niya yung synthesis at instead of synthesize, ay ginamit niya yung verb na create. At itinaas naman po niya yung evaluate or evaluation. Instead na highest level siya, naging second to the highest level na lang siya. Okay? So, these are the different cognitive domains na bagong version na ni Benjamin Bloom. But essentially, pareho pa rin po ang meaning ng different levels na meron tayo dito. Now, we go to the next domain that we have here, which is affective domain. This is according to David Crathwohl. Affective domain naman ay according to the values, attitudes, appreciation of a student. Pakikita ko muna sa inyo ang iba-ibang levels niya dito. Okay, so meron tayong RR Voc. Okay, if you are trying to remember this, just look at the acronym RRVOC. So the first one would be receiving. The students pay attention to an event, stimuli, or classroom activities. Pag nakikinig lamang yung estudyante, nanonood lamang yung estudyante, that's just receiving. Responding is when the student already reacted. Pag nag-react na siya, sumagot na siya, meron na siyang naramdaman, for example, umiyak na siya, that would already be the second level, which is responding. Now, the third level is valuing. Alam na niya kung ano yung value, alam na niyang magpahalaga ng isang bagay, alam na niya kung paanong bigyan ng halaga ang isang material, for example, that's already valuing. The next level would be organization. Sa organization naman po, may iba-ibang values yung bata at ini-organize niya ito, ina-arrange niya ito para makabuo siya ng isang value system. And the last level, the highest level of affective domain is characterization. Sa characterization naman po, naging bahagi na ng lifestyle ng bata ang kanyang values. So, RRVOC, ito po yung iba't ibang domain natin for affective domain or iba-ibang levels of affective domain according to Krathwohl. Now, we go to the psychomotor domain according to Simpson. Let me show you the first four first. Number one is perception. Again, when you say psychomotor, this is how you use the different parts of your body. So, perception is the use of the different sense organs lamang. So, paano mo ginagamit ang iyong mata, ang iyong ilong, ang iyong dila. Okay, so that's just perception. Set is the readiness to take action. Kung marunong ka na mag-react sa whatever stimulus na meron ka sa iyong paligid, that's already called set, which is the second level of psychomotor domain according to Simpson. Now, the next step or the next level is guided response. Ang guided response naman ay early stages of learning complex skills. So, nagagawa mo ito through imitation, trial and error. Hindi ka pa masyadong bihasa, hindi ka pa masyadong magaling sa skill na meron ka. Nag-imitate ka lamang, trial and error pa lang, so nagpa-practice ka pa lamang. But when you say mechanism, your responses become habitual. Naging part na ng habit mo. Ang performance skill mo ay meron ng ease, madali na sa iyong gawin, at meron ka na ring confidence. Okay, so that's mechanism. You already have the ease and the confidence in performing your skills. Now, we go to the last three na levels of psychomotor domain. Number 5 is complex overt responses. So, sa complex overt responses naman, very skillful ka na at meron ka ng complex movement patterns. Okay? So, very, very good ka ng, for example, mag-volleyball, magaling ka na masyado at meron ka ng mga complex movement patterns. Okay? Mahirap nang sundan ng isang bagong player, for example, ang iyong mga galaw. Number 6 naman, adaptation. Your well-developed skills are now very easy to use. Okay? So, very automatic na ang paggamit mo ng iyong mga skills. And the last one, origination. Meron ka ng mga bagong movements, meron ka ng creativity, nakakagawa ka na ng sarili mong play, nakakagawa ka na ng sarili mong movements, nakakagawa ka na ng sarili mong steps. So, pag meron tayong mga trainers, for example, si Teacher Jercel ng G-Force, no, nakakagawa na sila ng different patterns nila, ng different movements nila, then that means they have already reached this level of psychomotor domain na origination na. Nakaka-create na sila ng mga panibagong steps. Okay, so those are the 3 different domains na under pa rin ng ating aims and goals and objectives. Okay, so according to the elements of the curriculum that we have already discussed the aims, goals, and objectives. So, punta naman po tayo sa second element natin dito, subject matter and content. Now, sinabi ni Bilbao in 2009 na may mga different criteria kung paano mo malalaman na yung content na ito ay kailangan mong isama sa iyong curriculum. Sa ano nga ba yung mga criteria na ito? The first one would be self-sufficiency. Sinasabi ng self-sufficiency, dapat sa pagpili mo ng iyong content sa iyong curriculum, piliin mo siya kung mahihelp niya ang learners to attain maximum self-sufficiency in learning. Pag makakapagturo siya sa iyong learners para maging independent ang iyong mga learners, at kung maituturo mo ito with less teaching effort and with less educational resources, kailangan na idagdag mo ito sa iyong curriculum. So again, pag ang isang parte ng iyong content or yung iyong curriculum ay kailangan para maging independent ang iyong mga pupils, at gagamit ka lamang ng less teaching effort, less resources, ay pwede mo siyang idagdag sa iyong curriculum. So, iyan yung pinakaunang criterion according kay Bilbao. Now, second criterion is significance. Kung importante ito, kung necessary, kung significant itong material na ito para ma-achieve ng iyong curriculum ang kanyang overall aim, ang kanyang overall goals, then kailangan i-add mo ito sa iyong curriculum. Okay? So, kung importante siya para ma-achieve ang goal ng iyong curriculum, ay huwag kang mag-hesitate para i-add ito sa iyong curriculum. Now, we go to number 3, validity. Dapat daw, sabi dito ni Bilbao, subject matter should be checked regularly. Okay? Para ma-check mo kung valid pa rin siya or hindi na. So, pag hindi na siya valid, kung hindi na siya tama, edi wag mo na siyang i-include sa iyong curriculum. Pero pag tama pa rin siya, or may bago kang kunwaring subject matter or content na gustong idagdag at na-check mo na valid nga itong content, ay idagdag mo siya sa iyong curriculum. So, that's validity. Number 4 is interest. Dapat is interesting ang bahaging ito sa iyong mga estudyante para sabihin mong karapat-dapat nga siyang idagdag sa iyong curriculum. Okay? So, that's interest. And number 5 is utility. Kung magagamit ito ng estudyante sa pang-araw-araw na pamumuhay, kung magagamit ito ng estudyante sa paghanap ng trabaho balang araw, or kung magagamit ito ng estudyante para maging mabuting trabahante, maging mabuting empleyado, or maging businessman man balang araw, ay idagdag mo ito sa iyong curriculum. Okay? So that's the 5th, which is utility, your usefulness. Now, number 6, learnability. Abot ba ng mental capacity ng iyong student ang subject matter na ito, ang content na ito? Kung kaya nilang i-learn ito, ay i-include mo ito sa iyong curriculum. Kung hindi nila kaya, for example, ang school mo ay para lamang sa mga elementary students or elementary pupils, huwag kang magbibigay or huwag kang mag-i-include sa iyong curriculum ng higher math, or college math, dahil hindi ito abot, hindi ito kayang ma-learn ng iyong mga estudyante. Now, number 7, the last one is feasibility. Kaya ba itong ituro ng iyong guro? Kaya ba itong ituro within the time allotment? Kaya ba ito ng iyong mga resources? Baka naman hindi po pwede kasi kailangan high-tech ang gamit mo sa pagtuturo ng content na ito. Okay, so that's your feasibility. Kung kaya ba? Kung kayang ituro ng teacher, kaya ng resources mo, kaya ng time. Po pwede mo siyang i-add sa iyong curriculum. Okay, so those are the criteria in the selection of subject matter content according to Bilbao in 2009. Lumalabas din po ito sa LET, kaya wag po kayong kumuha ng LET nang hindi nyo nababasa ang different parts na ito ng criteria ng selection of subject matter according to Bilbao. So we're done with numbers 1 and 2. Punta naman po tayo sa learning experiences. Paano nga ba? Ano mga strategies ang kailangan mong gamitin para maabot mo ang goals ng iyong curriculum? Okay, now the first one here says, teaching methods are means to achieve the end. So, dapat ay gumagamit ka ng strategy, gumagamit ka ng technique, gumagamit ka ng isang method dahil maaaring makatulong ito para ma-achieve mo ang goal ng iyong curriculum. Hindi ka kailangan gumamit ng method nito kung gusto mo lamang ay pahirapan ng iyong mga estudyante. Okay, so dapat yung teaching methods mo ay maging instrument para ma-achieve ang goals ng iyong curriculum. Now, number 2, there is no single best teaching method. Okay, so wala pong isang teaching method lamang na napaka-effective. Minsan po, kahit na parehong grade levels ang ating mga different sections, kahit na pareho yung subjects nila, minsan ay hindi mo maa-apply ang isang teaching method sa different group ng iyong estudyante. Depende po ito sa different students that we have. Okay? So, dapat ikilala mo yung iyong estudyante. There is no single best teaching method. So, kailangan po, do not stop learning, do not stop researching, do not stop asking your colleagues. Pwede kang mag-borrow ng teaching methods na ginagamit ng iba pang mga gurong katulad mo. Now, number 3, teaching methods should stimulate the learner's desire to develop in the cognitive, affective, psychomotor, social, and spiritual domains. Dapat yung teaching method mo ay nakakapag-stimulate ng gana ng iyong mga estudyante para matuto. Hindi lamang matuto mentally, pero magkaroon din ng values, magkaroon din ng skills sa paggamit nila ng kanilang mga kamay, ng paggamit nila ng bodily kinesthetic movements nila, also social and spiritual domains. Now we go to number 4. In the choice of the teaching methods, the learning styles of the students should be considered. So alalahanin po natin may different learning styles ang ating estudyante. Merong ibang mga estudyante na po pwede na mag-learn habang nakikinig lamang, your auditory learners. Meron naman iba na visual learners, kailangan nakikita kanila, kailangan dine-demonstrate mo. Meron ding iba na meron dapat silang hinahawakan, yung bodily kinesthetic na types of learners nyo, tactile learners nyo. So, in the choice of your teaching methods, dapat kino-consider mo yung individual differences ng iyong students. Dapat kino-consider mong different learning styles ng inyong mga estudyante. Number 5, every method should lead to the development of the 3 domains. Sinabi na natin yung 3 domains, cognitive, affective, and psychomotor. So, hindi po pwedeng yung lesson plan mo ay palaging yung objectives mo ay cognitive lang dapat lahat. Okay, so more or less, as much as possible, when you are making your lesson plan, pag gumagawa ka ng lesson plan mo, dapat ay meron kang mahihit na cognitive objective, meron kang affective objective, at meron ka ding psychomotor na objective. Now, number 6, flexibility should be a consideration in the use of the teaching method. So, pag ikaw ay guro at magaling na guro ka, ay kailangan maging flexible ka. Kailangan pa iba-iba yung teaching methods mo. Hindi po pwedeng lecture ka lang all throughout the school year. Pag kailangan mong gumamit ng video pero nagka-brown out, kailangan marunong ka kung anong dapat mong gawin. Okay? Kung marunong kang mag-improvise, kailangan flexible ka as a teacher. Kailangan nga pag teacher tayo, kailangan napaka-talented natin. Okay, so that leaves us with the last one, which is evaluation approaches. So, evaluation approaches natin, isa lamang ipapakita ko dito, and this is the CIPP models by Stufflebeam. Ano nga ba yung CIPP models by Stufflebeam? Ang C dito, tinatawag nating context. Saan nga ba yung curriculum nyo ngayon? Bago ba yung curriculum nyo? Is this the first year of you implementing your curriculum? Is this already your 3rd year in the 5-year curriculum plan nyo? Or is this already your 5th year? So, maaring pag 5th year nyo na, kailangan na talagang evaluate kung naging effective nga yung curriculum na to. So, context is the real situation where your curriculum is at present. Input, yung input mo naman, lahat ng elements ng iyong curriculum. So, lahat ng ginamit mo sa iyong curriculum, maaring meron kang aims, goals, objectives dyan, yung learning strategies mo, yung teaching methods na ginamit. These are all the input. Number 3, the process refers to the ways and means of how the curriculum has been implemented. Paano nyo in-implement yung curriculum? Ano yung mga ginamit yung methods? Ano yung mga ginamit yung pamamaraan para ma-implement nyo ang yung curriculum? And the last one would be the product. It indicates if the curriculum accomplishes its goals or not. So, yung produkto nyo ay pinaka-importante, napaka-importante para ma-check, ma-evaluate kung naging effective nga yung inyong curriculum. Maaring yung produkto nyo ay yung mga estudyante na meron kayo sa school. So, maaring i-check yung mga results nyo sa mga national achievement test, passing percentage nyo, levels or percentages ng dropout students nyo. Okay? So, yung produkto nyo ay makakapag-indicate if the curriculum has accomplished its goals or not. Alright, so that ends our discussion today. So again, your curriculum development is just part 1. Marami pa pong parts ang aking ibibigay sa curriculum development. Medyo madugo po ito, so that's why kinat po natin siya. Keep your comments coming if you still have a lot more topics that you'd want me to cover. May it be general education, professional education. Malawak na po ang aking experience of teaching the let takers. So kahit anong subjects po ay po pwede kong ituro sa inyo. Do not forget to subscribe, hit that bell button, also like this video so that we can come up with more videos so that you can continue inspiring me to make more videos to help you pass the let. But now, since you have watched this video until the end, I have a bonus for you. If you can just leave your email address in the comment box that we have below, I will be sending you this material in Word form. Okay, so again, just leave your email address as a comment in the comment box below. Okay, so muli, ito po ang inyong Gurong Pinoy, all the way from South Carolina, USA, na nagsasabing maliit man na butil ng mga kaalaman, ang dulo nito ay malaking kaginhawaan. Maraming salamat po, happy learning, and stay safe!